this video, we'll cover how Cloudflare gives you control over AI applications in two directions. First, by controlling user access to AI tools, and second, by controlling what AI agents can access in your environment. Starting with an employee attempting to visit Perplexity, Cloudflare Secure Web Gateway has just hit it with a block page because this application is unapproved, as you can see from the message from the device client at the bottom of the screen. Here we can see the policy that is explicitly blocking Perplexity. However, we can take a more granular approach to what we do with these unapproved AI tools, as you can see here with the next policy, redirecting users to approved AI tools. So instead of blocking it, we're going to have Cloudflare gently coach users to approved AI tools by having Cloud redirect to Google Gemini. However, in this case, Gemini is marked for isolation and is thus rendered in an isolated browser. The user can still interact with the application, but we're enforcing data protection controls on top of their isolated session to make sure that they're following acceptable use guidelines. These kinds of controls are important in context of maintaining user productivity while also preventing data exfiltration or misuse. Now in this section, we're going to cover how to secure AI agents in your environments using Cloudflare's MCP server infrastructure. I've onboarded my MCP server for GitHub to Cloudflare Access, and my Agentic AI will exclusively use this server to interact with my resources. We can see here that Cloudflare is listing the tools, or rather capabilities, that it can grant to anyone who authenticates through this MCP server. These tools are defined inside the MCP server logic itself. When I built the server on our developer platform, I defined via code what tools I want the MCP server to be able to expose. Cloudflare can also centralize multiple MCP servers onto a single HTTP endpoint called a portal. Users can log in through these MCP portals that are protected by Cloudflare Access, and administrators can tailor these MCP portals by choosing specific tools and templates that they want to make available to users. This means that you can enforce the same granular access policies for your AI tools that you do for your workforce, like requiring multi-factor authentication, checking the device posture, restricting by geography, and ensuring only the right users have access to the specific servers and tools. For this example, I'm giving my Agentic AI access to multiple servers and a portal to illustrate the difference. And now I've pulled up my Agentic AI running on open source LLMs and hosted in Cloudflare infrastructure. I'm going to start by grabbing our MCP server URL and authenticating the AI to it. Once we do, the AI will be able to request the operations explicitly allowed through the server logic. And now here we can see all these tools we're granting to the AI, which lines up with the list that we saw inside of Cloudflare. Now, I'm going to authenticate to the portal, and we can see an explicit authentication challenge appear when I hit the access policy. I'm going to authenticate specifically to Slack for this one, and we'll add more tools to the AI's current capabilities. Now, I'm going to ask the AI to look into a specific GitHub project, read some code I've been writing, and indicate to me whether there are any security vulnerabilities associated with it. Once it does, it'll identify a number of issues, like hard-coded credentials, SQL injection, weak cryptography, and others. But now I'm going to take it a step further. I want the AI to fix these changes in real time and push it back into production. However, since the MCP server is properly secured, the AI won't be able to fix these issues and push the changes. This is because the MCP server is configured with a read-only scope. So even though our AI is authenticated and can read the code, it cannot write to the repository. This is a useful way to secure access for Agentic AI because while you'd like your users to take full advantage of these services, you don't want it to replace human authorization or critical thinking. But the AI can still be helpful. I'll ask it to post a summary of these findings to our code reviews channel in Slack. This works because the Slack MCP server allows write access and the bot is a member of that channel. And with that, we've built AI guardrails that cannot be bypassed by clever prompts because the security is not in the AI, it's in the infrastructure. This means you can scale your AI agent access control the same way you scale workforce access control, through policy, not manual configuration of individual tools.